Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Salina binti Ahmad Basri. My number matric is 70599. Today I would like to talk about introduction. One of the largest landfill is Sungai Ikan Landfill that has been operated since 2005. It is located near Sungai Nerus and the largest landfill is about 34.5 hectares. Most of this waste come from house such as plastic and food waste. This study used the data from 2017, 2020 and 2034 to understand the current situation, but the data collected is not every year, so it is hard to see the full trend. So this report aims to understand how we manage the waste from this landfill.
Ikan Landfill, located in Kuala Nerus, has been the main waste disposal site for Kuala Terengganu and Setiu since 2005. Covering 34.5 hectares, it received around 260 to 280 tons of waste daily, with peaks during festive season reaching 320 tons. The waste includes a typically mix of organic materials, plastics, paper and other urban waste. However, due to low recycling awareness and limited sorting infrastructure, most waste is unsorted and estimated 244 tons per day end up directly in landfill cell with minimal diversion. Although environmental protection like geotextile liners, leachate prawns and tidal gates are in place, monsoon seasons increase the risk of leachate overflow and potential contamination of Sungai Nerus. With the landfill nearing capacity, state authorities are planning expansion and infrastructure upgrades. There's also a growing interest in adopting waste-to-energy technologies to improve sustainability and reduce landfill dependence.
According to the Sungai Ikan Landfill's data collection method, a combined strategy utilizing observation techniques and secondary data is appropriate and useful for solid waste management research. This method obtains comprehensive data by combining the benefits of both approaches. Studies on solid waste management benefit from the observation method since it makes it possible to watch how garbage trucks are weighed and how daily operations are conducted. At the sanitary landfill, garbage trucks are weighed using a conventional weight gauge system. After that, observe how this data is entered into the system and take first steps on the disposal and workflow procedures. This method is in line with standard procedure at sanitary landfills, where waste vehicles are weighed both upon arrival and after disposal for viewing and record keeping proposed using a weight gauge system. Furthermore, the secondary data that was committed to the administrative data category. Among the sources of this data are the Environmental Department, the National Solid Waste Management Department, JPSPN, the Solid Waste Management and Public Corporation, SLB Corp Malaysia, and then the last one, scientific journals.
In this section, we'll look at how municipal solid waste or MSW has been flowing into the Sungai Ikan Landfill in Terengganu over the years 2017, 2020 and 2024. Our analysis draws from field studies, material flow analysis and actual operation record from the Sungai Ikan Transfer Station. Let's begin with 2017. The study by Ghani used material flow analysis to model waste movement into the landfill. At that time, the landfill received about 250 tons of waste per day, adding up to roughly 94,900 tons annually. The two dominant waste types were plastic at 45.5% and organic waste at 38%. Unfortunately, source separation was almost non-existent, meaning nearly all waste was landfilled without sorting. While a leachate treatment system was in place, environmental risks remained, especially due to rainfall and the landfill location near Sungai Nerus. Recycling efforts were minimal, and the study raised concern about the long-term capacity of the landfill. Now, moving to 2020, a broader MFA study covering all 8 districts in Terengganu, including Sungai Ikan, estimate total MSW generation at 386.4 kiloton per year. Out of this, about 155.7 kiloton were recyclable, but only 6.92 kiloton or just 6.1% were actually recovered. The top 3 waste category were food waste at 34.6%, plastic at 22.6%, and paper at 8.1%. Most recyclable came from household, but recycling was mostly carried out by informal waste pickers and landfill scavengers. Formal recycling system remained undeveloped, and composting was limited to small-scale household practice.
Finally, in 2024, we examined operational data from the Sungai Ikan Transfer Station, 80,439 waste transport trips, bringing in about 197,025 tons of MSW. Of that, 139,631 tons were processed or transferred to other facilities, while 67,518 tons were directly landfilled. A notable event occurred between May and July 2024. May a fire broke out at the transfer station. Importantly, this was an incineration process of waste-to-energy project. It was an uncontrolled fire, highlighting serious safety concerns and gaps in emergency preparedness. While the volume of landfill waste has decreased slightly, the underlying issue remains a lack of source separation and structured recycling effort. Valuable recyclable material continue to be discarded or destroyed, leading to an urgent need for more integrated and sustainable waste management system in Terengganu.
The program at Sungai Ikan Landfill faces several key challenges that limit sustainable waste management. First, there is no effective source separation, so recyclable like plastic and paper end up in the landfill instead of being recovered. Formal recycling systems are underdeveloped, with most recycling done informally by waste picker, and composting is still very limited. The landfill receives a high and growing volume of waste, including more complex material with strange capacity and complicated operation. Infrastructure is vulnerable as shown by recent fire incident, and environmental risks remain due to landfill location and weather. Community participation and policy enforcement are weak, and there is not enough funding for better facility or enforcement. Addressing the issue will require stronger policy, better infrastructure, more community involvement, and sustained investment to achieve sustainable waste management.
Assalamualaikum and hi. Today, I will be presenting a discussion with overview of the waste management evolution at the Sungai Ikan Landfill in Terengganu. Based on data from 2017 and 2020 and 2024, we can see that in 2017, the waste system was heavily landfill dependent with nearly 950,000 tons disposed annually. The waste was mostly plastic and organic materials, and recycling effort were minimal. By 2020, waste generation increased significantly to 3,086,400 tons, and out of over 155,000 tons were initially recyclable, only 6.1% were actually recovered. This low recycling rate was largely due to poor infrastructure and high variance of informal waste picker. In 2024, the evidence of some improvement are nearly 200,000 tons received, and only 67,000 tons were landfill. This suggests better diversion, possibly for improved sorting at several stations. However, major issues people say, like the TPS fire incident between May and July, which is highlight serious safety and environmental risks. Also, the system still lack a proper source separation, and there are not structured government LED recycling program. To move forward, we need an integrated waste management strategy and combined infrastructure, great public awareness, and strong regulatory enforcement to achieve the sustainable and resilient waste system.
In conclusion, the Sungai Ikan Landfill still faces major issues in infrastructure, operation, and recycling. Waste generation in Kuala Terengganu and Kuala Nerus is increasing, but landfill management has not improved.